Here's a fly ball out towards center field. This one's going back, and this one is gone! Taylor gets this one out towards center field to the short part, and it's a grand slam! That's a floater, out to short. And it's good, off the shortstop's glove! Just like they drew it from Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! Grant Fortier, 2-run shot to right.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we welcome you to the Mays Landing Street Hockey Facility, home of the Thrashers, as here in the Beaver Championship, the Thrashers will look to defend their home ice versus the Marlton Chiefs here in the Robert J. Donoflio tournament. I'm Dan Wilkins here up on a construction lift. Do I feel a little bit seasick? Yes, but am I ready to commentate on some hockey? Absolutely. We've got about 3 minutes left before the first period begins. Let's introduce the rosters for both teams today, starting with the Marlton Chiefs. We've got in goal, Jamison Jacobus, Cooper Ravenkamp, and Carter Daly, both defensemen. Then the next 6 forwards, Dylan McCoy, Miller McCool, Nick Streel, Mateo Di Ventura, Mike Tyndall, and Brendan DeLem. Then we've got a defenseman, Luke Gerkins, number 63, Jaden Feeney, number 66, the forward. 2 more defensemen, Dan Kilber, Gavin Saunders, and then in the goal, Joseph Mikulski. It looks like right now it's going to be Mikulski that's going to be starting in goal. And then you've got Shane Whalen, Matt Tyndall, and Ryan Arachow. And then for the Mays Landing Thrashers, in alphabetical order instead of in numerical order, we've got Nicholas Aber Jr., Reed Barron, Mason Bendig, Michaela Borick, Noah Camp, Joshua Kapp, Nicholas Chierlanza, Daniel Cleveland, RJ Dirks, David Arrington, Madison Humphrey, Peter Lee Hatch, Nathaniel Messam, Bo Sanders, Apollo Schaub, Joshua Seckinger, Shane Winneberger, and then head coach Rob Dirks, assisted by Scott Winneberger, Peter Barron, and John Camp. It's shaking up here at Mays Landing, but we're ready to go for 3 15-minute periods of championship hockey here in the Robert J. Donoflio tournament. Again, I'm Dan Wilkins. Big thanks to the American Ball Hockey Association and Brian Yackel for having us out this afternoon on a windy, but honestly rather fair weather day here from Mays Landing. It's 50 degrees outside, getting up to 53 degrees here in Atlantic County as we progress further into the afternoon. Should be a fun one. We've got the cadet division, maybe one of the more coveted games of the day. They'll be at 6:30 tonight, and then the freshmen will be at 7:40 here from Mays Landing. Again, I'll be on the air today providing commentary and providing everything else you need to know about this tournament as we get ready to go here from Mays Landing. The Thrashers on the right side, they're going to be talking in front of their net about strategies and, you know, where to go from here, because Marlton is 5-0-0 in this tournament. They won their first game 6-0 and won their last game to get here 3-1. But Mays Landing also kind of has that home ice advantage. You know, think about it this way. A lot of the home fans are already here, don't have to travel as far as Marlton would from Burlington County. And maybe the logistics of it might not be as dire of a factor as we're talking about here, but we've got ourselves a good one. Marlton and Mays Landing coming up next here on DWB. We'll be back in just a moment.
Literally, they've been here twice, and they're about to score, or on the doorstep of scoring 50 for the second game in a row. Xavier Terry Brown. He is still on his feet. He's being shoved forward into the end zone. But who's got the ball? Look at Jason Solomon. The ball magically appeared in Woodbury's hands, and now they're back at the 50. This one's going back. This one's going to go to the distance. I don't see any flags. Did that just go for 100 yards? I think it did. I do not see any flags as Woodbury. Oh my goodness, Jason Solomon, have a day. He is the first man not named Taylor to score. Oh, man. Wow, that was good.
All right, here we are again, back from the Mays Landing Street Hockey Complex. We're going to have 3 periods, 10 minutes each. Cherokee, or I should say Marlton, because Cherokee High School is in Marlton, but they are donning the colors of the high school Chiefs with the orange to gradient black jerseys and white helmets. And then Mays Landing will be on the right side of your screen with the teal blue / light blue, baby blue fade to navy blue gradient. Some very nice street hockey jerseys here. Getting the creative design on here in Mays Landing. The last tournament we covered down in Egg Harbor Township was a fun one. Saw 2 games out of the 3 that we covered with game-winning goals, including Jerry Mistero of Belmar and Ian Basilio of Monroe. But here in the Beavers, last time we covered them, Maple Shade beat Belmar by a score of 4-1. Let's see what they've got. Again, Cherokee on the left, Mays Landing on the right. We've got 30 minutes of ABHA hockey here on a windy Sunday afternoon from Mays Landing in the heart of Atlantic County. Just a couple of minutes away from the bridge, bringing you to the famous Tropicanas and Hard Rocks of Atlantic City. Well, guess what? These kids are not going to be able to go there for another 10 or 11 years. Should be a fun one, though. Let's see what they've got. Referees take the ice. Fans are still lining up around the way here. And we are going to check on the goalies first. Puck is dropped, we're underway. Takes an early shot, deflects off of Aber. Another shot going across the way to Cap. Deflected, though, by Ravenkamp. And Marlton's going to get an opportunity here early on. Moving across the way, here goes DeLem. He's got a shot, gets deflected out to the left. Aber saves it, and he's got a glove save to start off today's festivities. And I like that little offset there from Marlton, just finding a way to be a little bit creative on the defensive stand and get into a rhythm early. You know, passing it across the ice to the left through traffic might not always be the easiest motion, excuse me, but could be the one that works the best here for the Chiefs tonight. I apologize. Something went down the wrong way. Mays Landing working for a wraparound, can't get it to go. On the shot by Schaub. Now this will go back to DeLem, who's going to cut it to the left wing. Here comes a slap shot, misses wide right. Mays Landing will retain possession. Shot goes over Daly, and they will call icing. I apologize if there is some camera shake. We have, we're on some kind of construction lift, and if I wasn't seasick before, I could be at the end of these 3 games. And I've been whale watching in Cape May, so that says something. We'll have a face-off between Tyndall for Marlton here, ready to go with 8:53 left in the first. Just a minute gone. A good swipe by Feeney, the forward, back to Strail. More contact there as Tyndall goes in for it. Knocked down, bit of a cross-up with the sticks. Yeah, I thought that was going to be called there, a high stick. Looked like those two kind of got tangled up, and we'll have another face-off between Camp and Tyndall, the 2 forwards here for Mays Landing and Marlton. Shot deflected by Arrington. Here goes a shot, almost got deflected, or it did get deflected by Aber Jr. Still rolling back out to Camp behind his own net in the right corner. Back out to a bear. Marlton looking to set up a shot, gets around everybody. Thrashers get out of it, but now Marlton will have the possession as they will backpedal behind their own net at the direction of the defenseman Gherkins. Goes back out after a touch by Seckinger. guarded by Feeney, the forward. Going again back out to the defenseman Gherkins, who's been a pretty pivotal part of the defense here in the early going. Streel brings it out. Marlton with an opportunity. Again, they'll backpedal back to the yellow line. So used to having blue lines here to signify offsides, but they go with the yellow ones here today. There goes a shot straight at the midsection of Mikulski. Couldn't get that one to go. 2 shots on goal for both sides so far. We'll see where this one goes, and they'll let it go for an icing. Clock stops with 7:11 in the first period rather. No score here early. And they'll have a face-off on the other side as the wind is picking up significantly here in Mays Landing. Couple of whiffs there on the face-off. There goes a shot, almost caught Mikulski off guard. Marlton's gonna bring this one back up the other way with McCoy guiding direction. Guarded by number 98, Lee Hatch. That one's gonna get past everybody. It'll stay live as Carter Daly's gonna be the first one to it for Marlton. Wraps it back around to the other side, picked up by the defenseman Ravenkamp. He loses it. Here comes a slap shot from way downtown, couldn't go. And it'll go back out to Daly. Good defense there from Mikulski in goal. No icing, rolls out to the right of Aber. Some more battles between McCoy and Seckinger. There goes a shot. Aber couldn't find it, goes back behind the net. On the right-handed slap, couldn't get there. Could be a contentious possession here. I should say contentious on how many saves Aber's able to make. Good defense there from Michaela Borick. As some new shifts have come in for both sides. Mays Landing's gonna get ready for another one as a high pop. Looked like that could have been called for a carry there. Another high floater. This one will go over both lines, and they will call icing. Sorry about that, hit a wrong button on my end. 5:35. No score here in the first period, just about midway through in the first of 3 games today here at Mays Landing. Bit of a backhanded shot by Gherkins, the defenseman. Couldn't get that one to go, though, as it's thwarted by the Mays Landing defense. A little back and forth here behind the Thrashers net. Another opportunity. Gherkins couldn't get there. That will trickle through. Goal Marlton. Looked like that one went in for Brandon DeLem. So on the assist by Gherkins, a little bit of an excuse me shot, gets the first goal of the day. And Marlton leads 1-0 over Mays Landing. And I like that approach there. I like the fact that they just kind of put all their ducks in a row and basically put everything into one spot. What's the phrase? Put all the eggs in one basket. There we go. Here goes Gherkins again. He had an assist on the first goal, takes a shot off of Aber, hits off of the top post, and he'll light the lamp again. Second goal for Marlton. As this time McCool picks up the assist, but how about Brandon DeLem? Who will have his second goal in 40 seconds, and it's 2-0 Chiefs. Just really crashing the net here, making Aber uncomfortable in the early going. And they'll drop the puck there. Camp with the first touch. Racks it off the board. There goes DeLem. He's going to look for a hat trick. What's he got? Can't believe I'm talking about hat tricks, you know, with 6 minutes gone in the first period. But that's what DeLem has got. 2 very quick goals. He's going to get to touch again. He hasn't left the ice since he scored the first. Some jersey tugs there with a little back and forth between Tyndall and Arrington. Still rolling back out, icing called. .424 left in the first. Face-off goes in the hands of Marlton. Shot by Gherkins didn't go. Again, some heavy defense here, led in part by Camp. Some heavy wind coming in, it'll get past Aber, icing call. Nothing Chiefs. And they are looking really good in this first period, even with the shift change. It's Feeney. Back over with some heavy contact, started by Humphrey, and a save by Aber. Let's take a look at that second goal scored by number 63, rather by number 42, Brandon DeLem. Top post, and he'll light the lamp again. Second goal for Marlton. Back rolling here, slap shot, goes back behind the net. The shot from Ravenkamp. A little deflection there off the boards. Action at center ice. Back to Ravenkamp again. The defenseman who has been doing a good job in his limited shifts so far. Feeney turns it over to Barron. This one goes back to Streel. Deflected, stayed alive by 42. I think they switched up some of their jersey numbers, or maybe that was Boric. Yeah, it looks like that was Boric on the ice. I apologize. That one is way up. Misses there. Marlton still rolling behind the, here we go, shot wide, rolls around the boards. Saunders got a deflection on it, Boric stopped by Ravenkamp. Taking a bit of a fall there, Boric tries to go for the post to get Mays Landing on the board, but now the ball turns over to Marlton. Slides it out from Tyndall to Streel. He'll pass it out again. Saunders has room at the yellow line. Center shot didn't go. Knocked down by Tyndall. Possession stays alive. Tyndall still rolling back behind Aber in the Mays Landing goal. Guarded by Lahatch. Another slap shot. Aber's able to hang on to it. Maybe missed a little wide there. Camp deflects the shot from Saunders. And Cap ends up knocking it down. Again, these guys are holding on to the ball a little bit longer than you think would be suitable. But goes back to McCoy for Marlton. Saunders back there. And these guys taking their time in the final 90 seconds of first period. Along the center line, this one is headed all the way to Atlantic City. And that one will go out of play, to stop the play with 1:26 left in the first period. But a really good start here for Marlton. I mean, for Mays Landing, definitely got kind of barricaded early. You know, those two goals definitely didn't help their cause, but now they've got two whole periods to right the ship on their home ice. Gherkins, minute 20 left in the first. Sun pops out again. Archicao. Hooking will be called on Marlton. This wind is not making me feel good. I apologize. This thing is shaking left and right. We're doing it like the NHL does. The referees face the camera and they announce the penalties. Makes us feel professional. So you heard it from the man himself. Dan Kibler called for hooking. And it's no Pico power play, but Mays Landing will have a power play here in the final minute of the first. It's a good opportunity for Mays Landing to get on the board here after two very quick goals by DeLem, 2 goals in 30 seconds. Here comes a slap shot from Cap, blocked on the right side by Mikulski. Ravenkamp, the defenseman, brings this one back out. Trying to get some short-handed action. No icing. A little bit of a shove back and forth there between Winneberger and Tyndall. No, excuse me, it is Mike Tyndall. There are 2 Tyndalls on this team. Mike and Matt. Hits off the back post of Aber's position. Still over at center ice for Matt Tyndall. 9 seconds left. Looks like Mays Landing might run this one out. Unable to get a goal in the power play unless they get a shot off quickly. Cap fires it up, couldn't get it off. And that'll be the final score at the end of the first period. After 1, it is Marlton 2, Mays Landing 0. How about the performance from Brendan DeLem? He puts up 2 goals in 30 seconds. We'll be back right after this break. He's donning the number 34 and the shortstop for this one. First pitch. There's a line drive into center field. That one is going to drop it. It's going to go to the outfield wall. 1 run will score. Spence is going to make a huge arc around third. She will score to make it 3-0. And here comes the runner to score. It's an inside the park home run for Ella Hayes to make it a 4-0 game, a 3-run inside the Parker to the 2. It's a windy day here from Mays Landing. Still 25 seconds left on the penalty. That will give Mays Landing the power play. Again, it was 2 minutes for hooking against Dan Kibler. But 2 goals from DeLem to start this ball game outright. Again, Mays Landing will have a power play for the first 25 seconds of the second period after a 2-minute hooking call by Kibler. And we're underway in period number 2. Mays Landing definitely having to get on their heels after a 2-goal deficit in the first. This one goes over to number 35, Joshua Cap. Couldn't get that one to go. Running out of time in the power play. 2 seconds, 1 second, back to full strength. Marlton gets their 5th man on the ice. It's Bo Sanders sliding over on a deflection from Matt Tyndall. Something like 50% of the goals from 2 weeks ago, the tournament at Egg Harbor Township, ended up being of the power play variety. only had one shorthanded goal during that time span across 3 games. Marlton sets it up. Back near center ice. Here comes a slap shot from way downtown. It's deflected by somebody in the midst of it. Goes all the way back to Gherkins, who had the first assist on DeLem's goals. And DeLem looking for that hat trick. Dan Wilkins Broadcasting gives out winter beanies to those who score hat tricks in hockey games, or soccer games for that matter. Let's see what's going on here. Whew. This is something. Get up another face-off here. Back underway. And an immediate save by Marlton and by Mikulski. Commanding a good shutout so far. .8:33 left in the second. Face-off won by Marlton. After a good deflection by Miller McCool. Here's Streel, passes it out to the center. Deflection, shot no good. Went through the 5-hole of a Cherokee offender. Of an offenseman, I should say, and an icing. 8:13 remaining in the second. But Marlton off to a very strong start so far. Not only have they been able to kill a Mays Landing power play, but also the opportunity to get up too early and really not back down. It's been a staunch defensive front so far. We'll see if they can continue that momentum here in the second and third of this Beaver championship. Remember, the cadets will play at 6:30 once the sun has gone down, and freshmen will play at 7:40 here in Mays Landing. Ravenkamp. More deflections going back and forth, knocked down by the Thrashers. Cap goes in to try to get it in before Saunders does. Riding around the center, it's Mike Tyndall. Guarded by Arrington. Arrington takes a slide. Trying to go for the wraparound here. Cherokee looking to light the lamp for the 3rd time. Unable to get it there. See what they've got in store. It gets deflected before it could even get to Aber. Ravenkamp calls for it, doesn't get it. Shot deflected off the back of Seckinger. Now it's Saunders, deflected on the backhand by the Chiefs. Ravenkamp slides it out to the left wing, takes a shot. Oh, it went through. How about that? Ravenkamp with the goal, makes it 3-0. So 2 goals for DeLem and 1 for Ravenkamp, the defenseman, as he lines it up and takes a shot. And just a very impressive stand here by Marlton. Not only are they doing the right things offensively, they're doing the right things defensively. You know, we like to say it's the little things that matter. Feeney taking his time. Oh, and how about it? Make it 4. 4. 2 goals apiece, and Marlton putting it on at 4-0. Honestly, not sure who had that last goal there for Marlton. All happened a little too fast. Aber takes a fall there. Nice stop. And again, if Mays Landing is going to stay competitive in this game, that is going to be something that'll help. But 4-0 in favor of Marlton. Aber with another couple of saves. He's going to hang on to it. Could be leading that turnaround for the Thrashers, especially if he can get in there when it matters most. You know, if they figure out the offensive scheme that Marlton's been going with that's gotten them these 4 goals to start the game, then Mays Landing might be able to have an answer on the offensive and defensive front. Rolling it back out. Nice move on a spin around by ABHA. There's another shot, just got past Aber. Some more checks where the ball really wasn't anywhere near them. Chiefs trying to get their way through. This one finally goes back out. It's deflected by no, it is going to be Cherokee's new goalkeeper. It's going to be number 1, Jamison Jacobus. But with how Cherokee's been scoring, I should say Marlton, with how they've been scoring, I'm so used to covering high school sports, I'm not used to calling them Marlton instead of Cherokee, but it's funny the way that pans out. Good deflection by Bendig. Only 1 penalty in this game. It was a hooking call against the Chiefs. It'll go back out to DiVentura, the forward, as the Chiefs look to pour it on some more here in the midway of the second period. Another block by Aber. Off the side by Madison Humphrey. Humphrey racing with Gherkins, couldn't get there in time, and an icing is called. 4:22 left in the second. Reminds me a little bit of when we did a game at West Deptford at Union Field for baseball between Audubon and West Deptford back in 2023. We were up on a lift like this. It was maybe a little bit wider, but it was just as windy, if not more windy, with a lot of things flying around. Marlton with another long shot, misses wide right. Just under 4 minutes left in the second. Here in the Beaver Championship, moving over. Another opportunity for Camp, sliding over. Shot goes wide past Jacobus. Another good check there. Camp comes in, deflects it off the boards. Ravenkamp trying to come in on the defensive side. Looking for a wraparound here, gets a shot. Backhand, no good. They'll try again with Josh Kapp. Can't get it there. In on the defensive stand is Carter Daly. McCoy is able to deflect. And the Chiefs thwart a very, very good, no, it's going to be a turnover. Shot, midsection save. Unable to stop the play, but Ravenkamp is able to get it going. Wraps it around the boards to the right. For Ulrichow, defending his own net there, finds a suitor, but he turns the ball right over to number 12, Seckinger. They'll keep the play alive. A long possession here, 2:40 left. Turns it over to Schaub, misses wide left. Here's Schaub again. He's taking a couple shots on goal, passes it back out to his counterpart. Ravenkamp turns it right back over to Arrington from the yellow line. Glove save. No, he deflected it off of his glove, off the left hand. Taken in by Winneberger. Winneberger still with possession on the left side of the boards. Here goes another shot. Camp misses high. Back to Schaub. He's taken 3 shots on goal here in this second period. Down 4. Moving back over. A very strong defensive stand here by Mays Landing. They keep it alive at the center line. Still sliding over to Noah Camp. Camp guarded by Streel. Here goes another shot, deflected from center ice. Couldn't get anything there. And Messam got a trip. Didn't get it called. Goes back to Mays Landing. Back at the center. Mays Landing still sliding over. Cherokee coming in, trying to deflect. Arrington gets it out. Here goes another shot and goal! Marlton adds another. As it goes over the middle. Make it 5-0 with 1:15 left in the third. Left in the second, rather. DeLem coming in for it. Just having to adjust the lighting here on our cameras as the sun fades in and out of clouds above us. Here goes an opportunity for Dirks. Couldn't get it there. Sliding it back out to Tyndall. He's in transition. It's blocked. Aber goes in for the save, and he's got it. .39 seconds remain in the second period. Back rolling. Mays Landing back behind their net, looking for one last stand to get on the board before the third. Bendig moves over to middle with 22 seconds left. Back over to Saunders. Checking back over on the right wing. Still another opportunity for Marlton. There is no time left, and that will end the second period. It's all Marlton. However, Mays Landing still has 10 minutes to get it right. 5-0 at the end of the second. And now it's Saunders, deflected on the backhand by the Chiefs. Ravenkamp slides it out to the left wing, takes a shot. Oh, it went through. How about that? Ravenkamp with the goal, makes it 3-0. Defensively, you know, we like to say it's the little things that matter. Feeney taking his time. Oh, and how about it? Make it 4. 4. Back at the center. Mays Landing still sliding over. Cherokee coming in, trying to deflect. Arrington gets it out. Here goes another shot and goal! Marlton adds another. Starting the third period here, Marlton up by 5. 2 goals so far, I should say specifically from Brendan DeLem, who had 2 goals in 30 seconds to be responsible for the Chiefs' 2-goal first period. So they had 2 in the first, 3 in the second. They're doing quite well for themselves here in the Beaver Championship.
Let's get one, come on. I want to go to Broad Street. I want to see it. I wonder how crazy their parade would be. Probably not nearly as crazy. You got a whole demographic. I would go to that parade. Right. You know what I mean? Like, because it'll be less.
Third period ready to go in the final 10 minutes here of the Beaver Championship. We're underway. Only 1 penalty all night. Was a hooking call against Marlton, and they were able to get out of it without issue. Mays Landing with Camp, deflected by Gherkins. No icing there, as Bendig keeps the play alive. Back behind his own net. Feeney going in for a swipe, couldn't get there. Bendig still taking his time, sliding out to the left. Passes it off the boards to Josh Kapp. Gherkins gets it out. Backhand pass, unable to get there. Matt Tyndall in. Now here's Streel. Oh, bit of a hike up there. Knocked down by Kapp, able to keep the play alive. He's got to take this one out from a long way, no good. Just trying to cut the deficit here in the third period. Goes back out to number 2, Bo Sanders. Daly goes in for it. Still a hard offensive stand here. With a left-handed play, here we go, DiVentura. Some quick shift changes here. No DeLem on the ice from what I can see. Which I think, considering the score, maybe they're going for it. Ravenkamp with a check on the boards against Schaub. I mean, Ravenkamp's a big defenseman. I'm not saying big as an insult. I'm saying in terms of height, in terms of his stature. You know, he's towering over some of these guys here from Mays Landing. He's done an excellent job defensively. Over to the middle. Back out to the left wing for Arachow. A good shot there, but he couldn't go. Back to Arrington. Another good opportunity for Kibler. Shot misses wide right. Picked up by Winneberger. Chirlana going in for it. Deflection goes back to DiVentura for the Chiefs. Keeping the play alive as Chirlanza couldn't get a swipe there. McCoy passed over, a little too long, deflected off of Weber. Dirks keeps it alive. Another couple of shots there off the boards. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. Keep your pet happy and healthy today with the most organic food products available in South Jersey. Visit today or 7 days a week at 226 South White Horse Pike in Audubon. And a very nice save there. What do we call in baseball? A can of corn. Well, a nice shot to him. 226 South White Horse Pike in Audubon. If you're interested in advertising with Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, all commercials you see during coverage of this tournament are filmed, edited, recorded, and produced by myself and my wonderful crew. Small business owners who are interested in advertising with us should contact me at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. That email's in the description of this YouTube video. We offer competitive pricing for commercials and very affordable pricing to make sure that your business gets the advertising that they deserve in front of over 100,000 annual viewers across the tri-state area. Shot from Delem as he looks for a hat trick, misses. Still a good push from Mike Tyndall. There goes a shot. Delem's got the hat trick. Brendan Delem picks up a three-bagger, and he gets himself a tip of the cap to make it 6-0. .553 left in the third. Marlton up big here. Marlton with a good possession here. Back to Tyndall. Mays Landing 5-0 going into this game. They had an 8-0 win over Linwood, a 6-1 win over Medford with a 14-1 goal differential coming out of the first two games. Then they beat the Long Island Beasts 2-1. Then they beat Egg Harbor 3-2 and shut out Mays Landing in their fifth game 2-0. So, I mean, after a very strong first few games where they put up 14 goals, not to say that these guys haven't played well, but definitely the last three games, you know, they were 2 goal differences, 1 goal differences, and Mays Landing certainly showing resilience here, even in a large deficit. Saved by number 1, Jacobus, or Jacob, no, actually they switched goalies again. It's Mikulski in. But the hat trick for Delem, that is the second ever hat trick in Dan Wilkins Broadcasting hockey history. The first was by Mike Joyce of Gloucester Catholic versus St. Peter's Prep on real ice back in early January. Streel has it. Cap guarding Kibler with distance. Back over to Bendig. Matt Tyndall is able to take away the possession. And then for the Marlton Chiefs to get here, they had quite a good run themselves. As we said, both of these teams 5-0 going into the championship bracket and into the championship game. They had a very similar start to Mays Landing with big wins over Medford and, Medford Beaver and the Egg Harbor Township crew, 4-0 and 6-0 respectively. Again, a 10-0 combined shutout. Then they beat the Long Island Beasts 3-1, shut out Linwood 8-0, and then beat the Long Island Beasts again 7-0. So Cherokee, I keep saying Cherokee, I apologize. Marlton, if you can believe it, scored 15 goals in their last 2 matches, now have put up another 6, making that a 21-0 shutout unless Mays Landing is able to get a goal here in the final 3.5 minutes. I mean, this Marlton team has been just spectacular, including a hat trick from number 42, Brandon Delem. Going to have a shift change here. We'll let this clock run on our end. Actually, they're going to continue to let the clock run, it looks like, with maybe the score being a little bit out of line. And another save by Mikulski. Yeah, it looks like they're letting this run. And that kind of shows the testament of how good the hockey has been these last couple of weeks that we have seen here, not just in Mays Landing, but also in Egg Harbor, that we've done 6 or 7 games, and this is the first one to even necessitate a running clock. But again, Marlton with 21 unanswered goals across their last 3 games, including an 8-0 shutout, a 7-0 shutout, and a 6-0 shutout. The only game that they have allowed a goal in was versus Long Island, where they won 3-1. But otherwise, they have outscored their opponents 34-1 in this tournament. Here comes a slap shot from outside, deflected over to Arrington. A minute 40 left. Deflected, couldn't get that one there. Ravencamp's gonna try to bring it out. Mays Landing looking for a bit of a cherry on top here. It's almost a consolation prize. They'll keep it in play. Messam over on the right wing. Over towards the face-off circle. Here we go. Back over. Marlton with a shot at the midsection. Keeps the play alive. Unable to hang on to it. And Marlton looking to chew some time off. Yellow line shot, no good. A laser from Gherkins, the defenseman. That one goes up and over, out of play. So with the clock running and 45 ticks until the buzzer, as we said, Marlton just with an incredible, incredible stretch of 6 games, outscoring their opponents 34-1. We'll see if Mays Landing can get any consolation in the final 30 seconds. They'll have to drive it down the ice here, but Marlton does pick up the possession. Picked up by DeLem, who has 3 goals to his name. Gets past everybody, 14 seconds left. Daly. Back over to DeLem. There's the ball game. Marlton strikes their sticks in the air, and they have won the Beaver Championship in the Robert J. Donoflio tournament by a convincing score of 6-0, and a very impressive tournament overall with 34 goals scored and only 1 surrendered versus Long Island during the qualifying rounds. Mays Landing put up a good fight, but seems like Marlton, after a 2-goal attack in the first period along with a hat trick from the forward, Brendan DeLem, just not much they could do about it. Thrashers fall to 5-1 in the tournament, and Marlton finishes with a perfect 6-0. Folks, we're going to be back on the air in 2.5 hours. I'll be here basically like a layover in Mays Landing because we'll be back on the air at 6:30 for more coverage in the cadet division. Couldn't tell you who they're playing. We're going to find out once the semifinals are done over there. But big thanks to everybody from Mays Landing and Marlton for tuning in. If you're not showing up for the freshman or the cadet games, thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time on the American Ball Hockey Alliance and Dan Wilkins Broadcasting.